Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Breaking news. Ondo polls. IGP orders camp down on proliferation of firearms. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time we're reaching you today. Very warm, big thank you to every one of you for your support. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe if this is your first time. We're here to keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. The IGP of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has called for clamp down on firearms, and very soon those who have engaged in firearms during this election will be clamped down. We need to all resist every form of violence, destruction of life and property, because there is election. It's only those who are alive that will go ahead and declare and support a governor or whoever the case might be in that issue. Well, we've been hearing, especially in Edo elections, all that have been going on, the using of firearms. As a matter of fact, when the governor, the incumbent governor right now in the state, was out on one of his rally, he was shot at. His convoy was shot at, and investigation is still on the way. IGP of police is saying right now there's going to be a clamp down on those who are having firearms, those who are thinking they're going to intimidate people with any form of firearms. During this election, there'll be no time, there'll be no chance for that. Please, if you have weapon, parents, speak to your children, let them lay down their weapon, because it can only result to evil. There'll be no good coming out of that. If you are caught, you will go to prison. The person you are supporting will not be there to say to defend you, so to say. Let's carry on with the news and get all the details. Ondo polls. IGP orders clamp down on proliferation of firearms. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered Commissioner of Police in the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory to immediately initiate appropriate actions to identify, isolate, disarm, arrest, and prosecute any individual or individuals or group of persons in possession of prohibited firearms. Adamu said this as part of the preparation towards the forthcoming global election in Edo and Ondo State, as well as efforts by the Police High Commission to curb and the proliferation of prohibited firearms in the country. According to a statement on Sunday by the Force Public Relations Officer, Deputy Commissioner of Police Frank Mub, the Inspector General started the directives. This Inspector General gave the directives. It has become necessary against backdrop of the deliberate arming and movement of political thugs and other criminal elements across the state. He also said the directives was targeted at addressing the proliferation and unlawful possession of prohibited firearms in the country, which is contrary to the provision of chapter F24 LFN 2004 of the Firearm Act. Similarly, the Commissioner of Police in all the states of the Federation and the FCT have been directed to immediately converge an enlightenment meeting of vigilante groups and equip security outfits spread across the country in order to ensure that their activities are in conformity with the extent law guiding their establishment and operation. Adamu, while observing the several civil groups in the state and region security outfits under various gesture and arming themselves with prohibited firearms and weapons in contradiction to the provision of the Firearm Act, noted that the trend if not checked, will pose serious threats to the national security of the country. The IGP also enjoined citizens to cooperate with the police in the enforcement of this order as it is aimed at ensuring safety of life and property across the country. Well, Nigerians, you are hearing what the IGP of police is saying. He said it not quite long today that firearms will be checked, and there will be a serious cut down on everyone who is carrying this. But he made mention to security outfits. Yeah, I just want to quickly cite something here. We all know that Operation Amotekun has started, and as a result, some persons, you cannot face, for instance, the Fulani headsmen who are destroying lives and property and are heavily armed, with sophisticated weapon. You cannot face them with you just carrying stick, so to say. No matter how strong you are, you know why in the olden days, why they were able to carry Nigerians as slave. This was the reason, because then those people were, the foreigners came with what we call a gunpowder, and this gunpowder has the ability to penetrate through the human skin and destroy the organs, and that's what results to death. You see, so these firearms we're talking about, there should be, I mean, as much as it is not good because of election, those who wants to use it for destruction of life and property, there should be proper order. Okay, proper order, that things should be done decently and in order. You cannot just say, for instance, you see Fulani headsmen coming out to carry sophisticated weapons and weaponaries and all that, and you say nobody should equip themselves. This is what we are going through in this country. When people come and they just, take advantage of the people because they are not armed, and, they just destroy life and property and nobody's saying anything. As much as it's wrong, for thugs to carry these things, because when they do, it brings about, people loss of life, unnecessary loss of life. And when you've used these firearms and somebody is gone, the person that is gone is gone. Especially Ondo and Ondo State, there is a serious warning, especially with the arms, but it's also going to the 36 states of the Federation. We understand and we appreciate what the IGP of police is doing. What is he doing to disarm Fulani headsmen and bandits in the country that are destroying lives and property? How are they getting their weapons is the question we should be asking. You see, and those who are engaging themselves in criminal activities like armed robbery, kidnapping, and what have you, how are these people getting these firearms? We've heard confessions from some criminals saying that they were given by policemen and all that. So these are ways that they should look at and try to curb what is going on, rather than people have been speaking of saying we need to equip citizens to be able to defend themselves. Yesterday we heard the Khan president saying that people will have to resort to self-help, and hence today the IGP of police is speaking. Where do we get the balance? Where do we cut? Where do we draw the lines? At what point? Nigerians, I would like to hear your views. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.